realest.
Boy, I come here to get busy, and it won't be no different from all the previous killers. I don't miss with this rap tighter than a Nike shoebox with socks is a Christmas gift. Can't swap a verse with me, I'm a saint till I ain't. Then somehow you shank with a fleur-de-lis. I don't need an army to arm me in me unless it's plenty. Don't care who do this or did it, I'm still gonna do my did it, coming with it. My people love me cause that's what I give them. Yeah, I bump heads with them, but I bust yours for playing with them. I cut the line to get in front of who you thought was next. I'm usually humble about this, but this ain't the time for that. So as long as these rappers know it ain't safe trying to try me, then hey, les éléments sont brûlés. You must not know I get out. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to do my thing. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to do my thing. Stop playing with me.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Hanging with July and Wilt. We got a special all-star sports debaters cast here to talk about some basketball. Got my Portland Trailblazer fan, Jeremy Rich. Got Antonio Brown. Got Max up in here to give us some more of that knowledge. And of course, got my dog Wilt. We about to talk about what a topic for today going to be shooting guards. But before we get into that, I'm going to let everybody introduce yourself. I'm going to start off with you, Jeremy Rich.
It was Jerm Rich, you know, always repping Rip City all day.
All right, Antonio, what you got?
Waco's finest, man. The best, you know what I'm saying? The elite of Waco.
For sure. Max, introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm Max, the most electrifying man in sport debaters entertainment, without a doubt. And so I'm just here to give y'all, like you said, some basketball insight. I am the basketball guru. I am the basketball, I guess you could say wise guy. I don't really talk too much about your football, your hockey, or your soccer, but basketball, I could talk all day about that. And I'm just here to spread insight, spread love. Thanks for having me on the platform, fellas. For
sure. And for sure, my co-host Wilk always holding it down. Y'all already know who Wilk is, hanging with July and Wilk. He half of the success of this podcast. So shout out to Wilk, man.
Oh, well, if I can just say us so, man, I'm just happy to be on this episode. Got some very knowledgeable guys, man. Jern bring it, man. I already know Antonio bring it. And then, we got the most electrifying man, so the rating's going to be good, man. Just excited to have y'all, man. Let's get it.
All right. Well, we're going to jump right up in it. I want to talk about a topic that was just brought up today. I brought it up. Somebody else brought it up. I want to talk about comparing players with Allen Iverson and James Harden. Who is the better shooting guard? Who was the most successful shooting guard? I mean, I got my opinion, but I want to listen to one of y'all first. Max, I'm going to start with you. Who you got? Allen Iverson or James Harden?
Iverson or James Harden. Harden is the best shooting guard in the league at the moment. He cannot be stopped. He cannot be touched. He had one of them seasons where you thought he was gonna miss, and every time he shot it, it was a bucket. James Harden is a walking bucket. James Harden is that guy. He is everything you want him to be until it's time for him to play big. And that's why my answer is Iverson. Iverson over Harden any day. And, I'll keep my take real short, but it comes down to just a few critical things. When you speak of people elevating in crunch time, Iverson is that guy. If he scored, and I'm just making a number, but if he scored 20 in regular season, he going up to 24, 25, but if he was a 22 in regular season, he going up to 26, 27. On the side of James Harden, gonna give you 30 the whole season. And then when it's time to play big, he want to give you 23. Like, it can't work like that. It will not work like that when you start comparing, that type of stuff. Now, when you talk about finals appearance, all of that, 1-1. When you talk about, pure score, pure hooper, about what and what, but it comes to just elevating. It comes to just peaking. And I've never seen anyone like James Harden where he going to blow your mind. Because I've seen Harden play in real life. I'm a believer. I believe in him, but he can't come small. Because I think he dropped 40 that night when we seen him. But he cannot play small like that when it's time to play. And I'll leave it at this. people don't want to put my man. They don't want to put my man Iverson in the defense, category. Never been one of those talked about. But you don't make the steals leader list top 20 without playing D, no matter how you do it. So Iverson.
All right, John Rich, I think you got a different opinion on this one, so I'm gonna go to you next.
Yeah, man. So talking about out of Iverson and Harden. The funny thing about that debate, man, is I know they both played the two, on paper, but on the floor we see they both played a one. And I mean, and even Iverson came in as a one, So it's a hard debate to have a straight comparison between them. I mean, Iverson 5 inches shorter, about 50 pounds lighter. You know what I'm saying? But if I gotta go with a straight line comparison. If I only have one of them, I'm still gonna go with Harden. I'm gonna still take Harden at the end of the day, and a lot of that is just because of that size comparison. Like if y'all gonna play the same way, I'm gonna take the bigger player. I could guard the 1, 2, and 3, and even we see when he gets switched on the post in the 4, that's a hard dude to move. You're not gonna move him. You had to shoot over him. You talked about how he a walking bucket. I mean, and it is what it is. You ain't gonna stop him from scoring 25, 30. He can only stop himself. And a lot of come that with shot selection. It's frustrating to see him shoot 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. But shit, when he go for 60, 50, 40 the other nights, it's like, well, hey, it's gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen every night, but it's gonna happen most nights. He gonna be on. So I'm gonna lean on Harden, and it's mainly just because of the physical tools. And they ain't taking nothing from Iverson, man, because Kobe said it himself, rest in peace, Kobe. If Iverson was 6'6", the league would be in trouble. He'd have torched the league. I will say if Iverson played today, he would be a lot harder to stop with the spacing and how good he was with getting in his spots. But in the area he played in, it was driving into a clogged lane. But you couldn't keep him out the paint at 6 feet, 160 pounds, soaking wet. But hey, we can't do nothing by errors. It is what it is. You got to play when you play. You play who you play. And looking at straight line comparison, Harden, I think, dominates on a night-to-night basis a smidget more than Iverson did. And I mean, if you want to talk about career accomplishments, I mean, they both got an MVP. Both multiple scoring titles. The Harden even got an assist title. Harden never made the finals as the man, but he was a key player in the finals at an early age. I mean, they were a bad quarter away from going to the finals whenever he had CP3 that first year. It came down to just one quarter that took them out. So, I mean, I don't hold too much weight on that because I can't act like, the Rockets didn't lose to the Warriors. Philly beat the Bucks, Raptors, who were some good Eastern teams, but they won the Warriors. It is what it is. And some people downplay that Philly team, saying Iverson made the finals with nobody, but he made it with the coach of the year, defensive player of the year, and sixth man of the year. He definitely had some people on his team. He was just that scorer in that era where you only needed one scorer. You didn't need 2, 3 people averaging 20 at that time. So you can't even look at it that way. He had the best defensive team in the league, and he was probably either the best or one of the best offensive players. So I mean, it was a perfect mix for the time that he was playing in. But yeah, man, if I gotta go straight line comparison, I'm gonna go with my dog Harden, man. I mean, a walking 30-point night like it ain't nothing. I mean, you can't. I mean, like you said, man, you just can't stop him. The type of shots he take, he should be shooting 30% with the type of shots he take. But he that dude that can make them, man. It's frustrating to watch, man. Especially as a coach, I'm looking like, God damn, what he doing, man. But that's what his coach won't do. Hey, his coach want him to do that. That's how he play, and it suits his skill set. And I do think that with some they had the injury bug come late with Chris Paul. We know how that go. If they would have had just a little scheme tweak here and there, man, we might be talking about Harden in a whole different light. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you put that Cleveland team against that Houston team, that's some good finals right there. I mean, that Warrior team was just crazy though, man. I mean, I didn't expect nobody to beat them, so that's why I don't even hold that against Harden. For them to even take the Warriors to 7, hey, shit, because the Warriors was beating the piss out of everybody else. You know, y'all took them to 7 and then they smacked Cleveland in 5 like it wasn't nothing. You know, so I mean, yeah, man, I gotta go hard on that one.
All right. Hey, before I get to you, Antonio, I want to hear from co-host. I want to hear from Will. What you think about the Iverson versus Harden debate?
Say, man, hey, this is one of the hardest ones because I'm a believer in Harden, man. Like I am a believer in Harden. I think Harden get knocked a lot for his defense. He's actually a pretty good defender, man. Like in the post, in the low post area and things of that nature. I think he gets knocked a lot because of that. And I'm a big Harden guy, but I'm going Iverson. And the reason why I'm going Iverson, and I'm not gonna say it's not close because it's very close. You can pick whoever you want to pick, and the argument that I'm gonna make, because just like Jerem said, you both of them multiple All-Stars, both of them has a regular season MVP. You know, multiple NBA first team selections. You know, they all got they both got accomplishments. Like he said, Harden has an assist title. Iverson has 3 steal titles. You know what I'm saying? So they both have great individual achievements. And to his point, you can't teach 6'5", 6'6", which Harden is. So you gonna always side with the bigger body, but you can't measure Harden. And I think that's what separates Iverson from a lot of players. You can't measure Harden. When you look at that 76ers team, I also agree that for that era, that team was constructed in a great way. People sleep on Aaron McKee coming off that bench and just getting buckets. Now I ain't gonna lie, Eric Snow was poo. I don't care, he was poo. But the rest of them boys, you know, you could throw bodies out there, man. George Lynch, boys had Mutombo, and Derek Coleman wasn't a part of that team, huh? He was with Iverson early on, right? Yeah, he was with Iverson early on. But what I started digging through, because when it's so close like that with players, and you got to pull that fine tooth comb out, I'm looking at the talent that they had around them. You know, everybody that Iverson had around him, to Jaren's point, man, they were defensive guys, and you had Aaron McKee, who I was a fan of. But you can't teach Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Eric Gordon, Chris Paul. And that's what it came down to for me. When I'm looking at the two players, man, I think Harden had more talent around him. Get it done. You know, so that's all I really got, man. Because I think everybody said everything with the accolades and everything that both of these guys got. To me, it came down to, man, let me see what the talent looked like on these teams. And I do think Philly had a very, very well put together team. But when I'm looking at individual talent and skill sets, these guys that Harden played with, man, it's pretty ridiculous.
All right. Hey, before you go, Antonio, I'm gonna just go right quick because mine's are pretty quick. I got Harden. I'm as for accolades, they're about the same. I think I'm just go straight skill set. If you take Harden and put on that Philly team, he fit perfect with him. If you take Iverson and put him on that Houston team, I don't think he fit at all. Like basically, Iverson in that era, you can have one scorer and a defensive team in that era. So I think Harden actually benefits because I think he could play in both eras with the way he played. Uh, as far as Iverson, people like what John Rich said, people say that that Philly team wasn't really good, but you already touched bases on it. Larry Brown, Hall of Fame coach, Dikembe Mutombo, Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron McKee, Sixth Man of the Year. I mean, I think they won like 50-some games and they was the first seed. Uh, and if you look at that playoff run in that 2001 season, if you take that season away from Iverson, I mean, what all does he have as far as success wise? Like Harden, I mean, it's unfortunate, but he been getting kicked out by Golden State 4 or 5 years. I mean, I just think Harden, and it is an advantage for him that he is 6'5", he is bigger, and they both play the same position, so that is an advantage for him. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, Iverson did what he could being at 6 feet, 6 foot tall, but I just got Harden ahead of Iverson. What you got, Antonio?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with Harden too. And the reason mainly with Harden is because what you gonna do with him? I mean, what can you do with him? We've seen this man drop 36 in a season, like 36. That's crazy. And to see a dude that's perfected his craft, and we can hate on it all we want to. We can hate on it. We can downplay it, but he can't be stopped. And the biggest difference is look at Harden's free throw difference from him to the next player, and it's crazy. Like I saw a chart the other day. I think he's like 400 free throws ahead of the next. Just imagine how many points that is scored that the next person is that won't even touch those points. Those are empty points that nobody can get. I gotta go hard, man. And I love AI. I'm from Newport News. I'm from the area where AI is from. That's like a hero growing up. I'm from that area. But boy, as far as just being unstoppable, a force, someone you can't do anything with, you can't even game plan against, dude. You can't. I mean, he's got something that you can't teach. And the only thing that you can see teams still have faith in him because what's old boy in Philly went to Philly and now he's trying to get him in Philly. They're trying to keep the same thing going because what he's doing in this game. I mean, at first I hated it. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was cheeseball. I thought it was something that you can't necessarily win off of. But now that I watch it and then I see it, put some right pieces around it, I think you could do something with it. It's got to be more pieces, and that goes back off to what Jerm was saying with that Philly team. That Philly team didn't have names; it had pieces, it had skill sets to fit AI, and that's why it was so successful. It wasn't names like you saying Lynch. And first of all, Mutombo was a beast back then too. Don't sleep on Mutombo back then. Mutombo was a force that was, and he was nice. He was a little bit past his time, but he was all right. But I think Harden definitely because, like I said, you can't see he's bigger. Very underrated defender, like Book was saying in the post, and you just can't do nothing with him, man. 36 points a game, like that's it. Like bro, like that's a lot. That's a lot, and then you can't. I don't think AI ever got that high. He was up there, but I don't want to be recency biased because I know AI was a beast.
I think he got to 33, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, that's a feat, but mainly with the production, with the free throws and everything like that, like. He's like I say, he's perfected his craft in the game, and there's not a lot of people that you can say have done that. And so that's mainly why I'm going with James Harden.
And honestly, I think James Harden got a couple of seasons where he didn't win MVP. That was better than AI MVP season. Like, dude, 60-point triple doubles, man. James Harden.
It's hard to compare across eras when you're talking about. He had a couple of seasons that was better than Iverson's MVP season because the game, the pace, you're talking about the pace, you're talking about more possessions. So, of course, scoring and all that type of stuff would be up. No more hand checking. So, stuff different. Well, I agree. I think Harden will be a beast no matter what the area is because he has perfected his skill set. But I do think, the different eras kind of elevate some of that too. Man, I hear what y'all saying, man. I'm going opposite, man. Say what y'all want to say, man.
Hey, but can we say we actually seen an Iverson type of player? And what's that guy name who trying to get back in the league? And Isaiah Thomas. Don't you think we seen that? We seen the best of that. You don't think so?
Man, that's probably the closest. I don't even know how I can say Isaiah. I'd say Kimba is more AI and just not as good. I'd say a Kimba type player.
I'm talking about success. I'm talking about success-wise being a short guard. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about success-wise being a short guard. Cause I think Isaiah Thomas like 5'9" and he averaged 30.
Yeah. Hey, that's a generous 5'9". That's a generous.
Real generous. But I don't know. He could thank Brad Stevens for a lot of that. Thank Brad Stevens because he wasn't nothing without that screen. If it wasn't coming for that screen for Isaiah Thomas, I mean, it was iffy. I mean, let me stop.
Nah, keep going because you're right on it though. He wasn't no give me the ball, ISO get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the opposite. No, that's why I agree with Jerm. Kimba is a bucket.
Right.
You get Kimba the ball, but Kimba is a bucket. Isaiah needed that screen though.
That screen, it was coming. If his screen wasn't coming, now he break that. Once the switch happened, he break down that postman and get to the cup. But when it got to Boston, Brad Stevens really saved that man and could have made him a lot of money if he wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's really unfortunately injured. I think skill wise, Kimba is more AI. But I think physical wise, Isaiah Thomas and AI are kind of similar because they both a whole lot stronger than they look. They both a lot stronger than they look, and that's why they were great at finishing at the. I mean, to say you 5'9", what 175 pounds, and you finishing on 7-footers like it ain't nothing, man. You got to have some power behind you. And we saw AI when he came in the league. When he first came in the league, he was dunking on dudes. Then once he got a little older, he's still finishing in the cup, which is kind of his downfall too, because he stayed hurt a lot. He was always playing banged up because he was down there going with the big boys. But they all some elite scorers though. At the end of the day, all of them was gonna get you a bucket no matter how it came.
All right. Hey, but since we talking about shooting guards, I want to talk about an interesting topic. I think our top five shooting guards in the league gonna be a little different. Uh, I'm gonna start off with you on this one, Antonio. The top five shooting guards in the league, starting from five on up. Who you got?
I'm gonna start off with five. My five, number five is CJ. Go with CJ. I think he slept on. Yeah, CJ. CJ. I'm gonna go with number four. I'm gonna go with D Book. I'm gonna go with D Book number three. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Butler. Number two, I'm gonna go with Klay Thompson. And number one, that is tough. I gotta slip, man. It's tough. Man. God, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. But I gotta go with, man. To me, I already said Brad Beal, right? I said B. Bill, right?
Nah, he ain't
Nah, he
answering.
ain't said Bill yet.
That's me. I'm a Bradley Beal man. I'm a Bradley Beal fan. And well, let me swap that. Let me swap. I'm gonna put Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna put Jimmy Butler, then Bradley Beal. I'm gonna put Jimmy Butler at the first
Hey,
spot. Bro.
quick question. Because I classify Jimmy Butler as a three. So is he a two or? Because I classify him as a three. Because I thought that boy Duncan Robinson was the two.
I got him as a two.
I got Butler as a two.
I got Butler as a 2-yard.
I put him three in Miami. In Miami, I think he a three.
Yeah, and I went off for the Chicago days.
I put him as a three in Miami.
All right. So we'll jump that back then. We'll jump that back. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna still rock with that. I'm gonna still rock. We gonna put him at three.
Nah, it's up to you, man. The NBA so fluid, man. It's your five.
Look, the reason I say one Jimmy Butler, man, because you rarely see a two guard lead his team. And I'm not gonna say lead his team. I'm gonna say get in the car and let's say drive his team, because he didn't really lead them. I think that was a good team already. They had a lot of pieces that kind of fit with him, but the way that Miami team responded to the way he plays, I think you got to elevate him. I think he's got a new sense of elevation, because even though with this shortened season, but I don't know, man. You got, like I said, Bradley Beal, D Book, what I say, then who else I got?
Klay.
Coming off the injury, you can't forget about Klay. I think he's gonna have something to prove this year. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on that whole Golden State experience. That's another topic, but I think that he's definitely got something up there. And then yeah, man, I think that's my five right there. I'm gonna rock with that.
All right, Max, I'm gonna go with you next.
Yeah, without a doubt, big brother. So number five, Paul George. You can disrespect him. You can make all the memes you want about Paul George. But before Lillard put that dag in him, the man was playing amazing. Like the man, like when he was with Indiana, when he was with the Pacers, I thought it was gonna be Granger that kind of, elevate. Granger fell off. What Paul George did, he continued to elevate. You got to give him his props. He gonna come back. He had that little messed up shoulder. He gonna come back in full form. And so then I got four as Booker. And the only reason, like, all these dudes that I'm about to name now going before George is because George really was a disappointment, So he gonna redeem himself, though. I mess with Paul George, but it's Booker. Like, Booker, like, he everything. Like, that man is, it's just crazy what he doing. Like, I just want him to get some help. That's pretty much all I want for my man. So I'm gonna go him next, and then who I had? So Bill, that's my guy. Like I go watch highlights of him because he dropping 30 a night, 30 a game, but people don't even show him any love. Like it's no love for my dog Bill, and that's crazy to me. Like if you go watch what he doing after Wall left, like I'm thinking like he gonna fold too, or he gonna like cower himself out to preserve himself. No, that man went all in after Wall took that little drop. And so from there, my number two is of course Klay Thompson. Like I don't know what he gonna do after this injury, but you gotta know who Klay is to that Warriors team. Like if you don't realize it's Splash Brothers for a reason, then like I don't really know what to tell you because the way Klay, like who man, Klay ain't just no spot up 3-point shooter. Like you can't play him like a Corver type of person or somebody you just spot up and shoot. Klay gonna put the ball on the ground and gonna touch that mid range when he got to. If you just have to really know his impact and really know who he is to that Warriors dynasty, and you gotta put respect on his name. Now, what he come back as, I believe he gonna come back as a shell of himself, meaning he gonna take a decline. But as of right now, Klay, my man, like he gonna do it. And of course, number one is that man, James Harden. He is the best shooting guard in the league. He unstoppable. I am a witness. I thought for years I was gonna see like peep this. So I thought for years I was gonna see James Harden decline. I promise you. Like I thought he had already hit his peak. The man still rising. The man still on a upward slope, and it's crazy. But I gotta go Harden as the best point guard in the league. Like he is unstoppable. He can't be touched, and it's just you can't do nothing with him. Like I've witnessed it, I've seen it, and I thought my intuition was gonna see him take a slope, just a small one. No, sir. The man, he's that guy. Like trust me. So that's my five.
All right.
We doing
Hey, Will,
Harden
you
as a
want
two point.
what's up?
We doing
Yeah,
Harden as a point
I,
guard.
I'm putting Harden as a two. I am Antonio.
Uh,
Like it's such a position, it's a
yeah, no
a
doubt.
positionless league. Like you can even make LeBron a point guard, but let's be real. When LeBron retire, he will be a three. He will go down as the I would say the best small forward in the league. But I don't, that's another video. But that's how I started looking at stuff. So he for sure a two.
All right. Hey, Will, you want to go next or you want me to go?
You know what? You go ahead and go so I can poke holes.
All right. Well, I struggled a little bit with number five with Brad Bill and CJ McCollum because Bill numbers better. But if you notice, and Jerry Rich, you could probably attest to this too. When Damian Leonard don't play, CJ McCollum dropping 30 or more. So, and he could run the point too. So I don't know if it's me being biased, but I give CJ the nod over Bill. We just haven't gotten a. I mean, y'all seen Game Five against the Lakers in the playoffs. y'all seen Bill take that leadership role. I mean, it wasn't enough, but y'all know that he could do it. So I got Bill number five. I mean, CJ McCollum number five. I'm sorry. Uh, I got Devin Booker number four. Uh, I think Devin Booker 6'6". I think he's six
Yeah,
six.
5, 6, 6.
yeah, something like that.
Dude, offense is like, man, not too much of a defender, but man, who defends these days anyway? But man, I got Devin Booker number four. Number three, I went back and forth with this, bro, but I got Klay Thompson number three. Um, Before he got injured, of course, I had him number two behind James Harden. Um, but yeah, Klay Thompson, he just got to show me that he still got it. That's why I kind of moved him down. It might not be fair, but it is what it is. Um, Number two, I have James Harden. Um, like we already talked about James Harden. Like it I know y'all trying to see who I got number one. I know y'all try to see who I got number one. Uh,
It should only be one name above that one if I got a hint.
Number one, I got like we talked about, we had some confusion whether he was a two or a three. I was undecided about it until we actually talked about it, but I went ahead and put Jimmy Butler number one. Um, reason because I think he's the ultimate two-way player, besides Kawhi Leonard. Besides Kawhi Leonard, and I think he's a good scorer. I know Wilt, he gonna get on me about this, but it's all good, Wilt. But hold on, hold on.
Let me say this real quick. Can I jump in one time? One time. Let me.
Go
I
ahead.
got 10
Go
seconds.
Do
ahead.
you think?
If you were building a team right now and you were drafting a player, it's hard pressed for me to say anybody in here would take James Harden over Jimmy Butler. With what we know of each player, how could you take James Harden over Jimmy Butler? That to me, that's tough.
I don't think you can.
Wait. To not take James Harden over Butler or to take James Harden over Butler?
To not.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, I'm definitely, I'm at the end of the day, I got to get buckets first. I got to get
no.
buckets.
I'm pro Jimmy Butler here.
Stop
I
it.
mean,
Stop
See, hey, I'm
it.
misunderstanding what y'all saying here. Okay, I don't
Stop
know, man. I don't know.
it.
No, I don't. I say it's hard to argue it in the moment because they just went to the final. So it's like you're riding on that right now. But let's look at it this way: should Philly have lost to the Bucks last year? And I know people blame Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that, he can't shoot, can't do this. Ain't Jimmy Butler was on the team though. So if you was going to elevate people and do all this, y'all shouldn't have lost to not the Bucks, the Raptors. Y'all, to me, Philly should have beat the Raptors, and really, they were one shot away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were one shot away, and people, it was right there. And he did make Philly a much better team. He was a piece that made them better. He made Minnesota a whole lot better. Jimmy Butler is an elite player, but to me, like I said, at the end of the day, if I can't choose no other variable, all I can choose is one person, and then the rest I can't control. I got to get buckets first. I got to get buckets first, and I feel like Harden is not that bad of a defender to say, well, I'm gonna take Jimmy's defense that comes with him. Which we know Jimmy's a far better defender than Harden because Jimmy's one of the best defenders in the league. Yes, but I'm gonna take them 36 points a game. You're talking about it. I'm gonna take them 36 points a game, and I'm gonna make some other shit happen with it.
I'm gonna switch that
Hey,
around, and I think I would take Jimmy's defense. I don't think Jimmy's defense is that far underneath. I mean, Jimmy's offense is that far underneath James Harden's offense to swap the defense out. Because think about it. Think about it. Think about it like this. I think I read something. I think Jimmy Butler got more personal. I think he got more fouls than personal more steals than personal fouls in his career.
Right.
Bruh, like think about that. Like you like he got more steals. There's like two people that I think that it's him and Kawhi to get to. I think it's like 300 or 500 regular like steals before he gets 500 fouls. And that's crazy. That's good on ball defense. That means I can put you on somebody and you gonna do your job every night.
Hey,
Now,
I think that's a deceptive stat too. Although it is impressive,
go
I do
ahead.
think it's deceptive because a lot of those steals are passing line steals because they play off ball a lot too. They ain't necessarily guarding ball all the time. If you got a small guard handling the ball, they ain't necessarily guarding those small guards. You know what I'm saying? The boys getting in them passing lanes too. So I think it's deceptive, and I think that's something we have to break down. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's necessarily on ball defense, get the steal, I'm gone. But that is a great stat. I ain't trying to say it's a bad stat, but if I can play all ball sometimes and I can get some of those steals in the passing lane, I'm less likely to get a foul anyway.
See that, and that's awareness also as well. No doubt, no doubt.
True. That's true. I agree with you.
Hey, but honestly, man, I just think Jimmy Butler, man, he just elevated his team, bro. Like y'all touched on it. Y'all touched on it already. When he was with Chicago, after Derrick Rose left, he elevated them. Minnesota, that was the only time they made the playoffs. Philly, that was a travel on Kawhi anyway to begin with, but that Kawhi shot, that's that's what put him over the that's what put Philly over the hump. I mean, with Miami Heat, you know what I'm saying? Like me and Will talked about this before. The only player that I seen go face to face, like go head up with LeBron in the finals was Kevin Durant. That's the only other player I seen. Before Jimmy Butler, before that game six, he was averaging more points and more assists than LeBron, and more steals and blocks. I mean, and he was guarding LeBron and Anthony Davis. I mean, I don't see James Harden doing nothing like that. I really don't. And I think the playoffs is where you elevate your game, and that's what makes superstars. That's what separates superstars from legends. Not saying Jimmy Butler a legend right now. Not saying that, but that's what kind of effort it takes to become from a superstar to a legend. And he elevated his game by they should have swept Milwaukee. The MVP Giannis. I mean, beating Boston was actually favored. They beat Boston as well. And I think Jimmy Butler he led that team with leadership. And in the finals, he was absolutely the best player on the floor until Game Six when he was tied. I mean, I just got Jimmy Butler better than James Harden. Will, let's hear your list, Will.
All right, man. First, I want to apologize to everybody, man, because the last couple of episodes, when Jimmy Butler been coming up, I've been attacking him, and I just want to go on record. Y'all can go look at all the Sports Debaters podcast and all this stuff. I was one of the first people to pick Miami going to the finals. Let's get that clip. Let's get that clip. I like Jimmy Butler. Let's get this clip. But stop it. Stop it. Jimmy, stop it. You taking James Harden if you got that pick. You start the franchise, you taking Harden. Stop it. Let's stop playing, man. I know you got to stay. Look, I understand. Consistency is everything. So since you said that at one time, you got to keep that going. I get it. But stop it. All right. Number 5, I'm going Bradley Beal. Number 4, I got Devin Booker. Then I got Klay Thompson at 3. I got Jimmy Buckets at 2, and then at 1 I got James Harden. I'm just gonna keep it simple, man. We whoever, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Somebody else can go. I just think that's a solid list, man. I'm not putting Harden under Jimmy Butler. No way, no how. Like no way. It's not happening. I know that man had a great final. I get it, but like I said in the past, he was not the best player on his team in the he was the best player on the floor in the finals. Bam Adebayo won them one series, and Goran Dragic won them one series in the playoffs. So I know he fit that Miami Heat culture. He did his thing. I'm a fan of Jimmy Butler. I think all the stars aligned for him right then and there, man. And I said every time, he's gonna be the same guy every single year. He coming into next season, he gonna average 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. That's who he is. And James Harden will average 36, 6 and 10 or something like that, man. That's what Jimmy Butler is. He might elevate in the playoffs. He gonna do his thing. He gonna lock up on one side of the court. But I mean, he is. We know who Jimmy Butler is, man. He made it to the finals, man. Let's not act like he's the next coming to Jordan now. He made it to the finals and lost.
Hey, who was old boy in the group? Remember when Jimmy Butler had dropped 40 points and somebody came in the group and said Jimmy Butler ain't gonna score 40 again in the playoffs? And then when he did, everybody was tagging him. Who was that? Y'all remember who that was?
I can't remember. That was stupid, though. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid.
But I just want to add this little take before we transition on that. Like your 5, I respect all of y'all 5 without a doubt, but Jimmy didn't make my 5 because of what Wilk's saying. Man, you know who Jimmy is. Like Jimmy, he gonna do him, but he had a break. And like you say, the stars aligned for that man with Simmons out, with KD, Kyrie. That whole East was a shook up East. And like I gotta see it this year to make like how Harden made me a believer year after year. He shut me up. Man, Jimmy gonna have to do that again. At least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, because this was a shook up East.
Hold up. You said the East was shooken up, right? Correct?
Yeah.
You said it was crazy. So Milwaukee wasn't the best team in the East.
And see that's another thing. Even with that Durantula, like on the court, like I believe they will. Like I don't believe Giannis gonna even be able to elevate to number one again. Now if they do, cool. But Durantula coming for his number one spot, point blank. It was even shook up for him. You know what I'm saying? But yes, as the cards was dealt, no, I'm with you. Yes, they were the
But
best.
I agree because I think Kevin Durant the best player in the league. So I agree with you with that right there. But Miami, they did take out the number one seed with the MVP, and they
You
did take out the Boston Celtics was favorites. They did take
you
out
right.
them too.
And look, and I want you to go look July or whenever you get a chance when they was like Dragic, y'all. That's I mean, not y'all, but Dragic July, like that dragon is he that dude. Like people sleep on that dragon. Like Dragic is that guy. Like believe it or not, Dragic held a lot of weight, and that's why I cannot keep giving Butler this much praise. He was not no Iverson on a team full of yes. He was Jimmy Butler is a Butler on a team full of hoopers. He mesh in, but he don't just ascend them but like stretch for stretch when he was going head to head with LeBron. Yeah, but shit, I don't know what that did for his body next season. That man
Hey,
might come back
hey, you know
limping.
how what I think about Gordon Dragic? I think about him the same way I think about Antonio Daniels. It might be disrespect, but when I think of Antonio Daniels, I think about Iverson crossing them. That's what I think. When I think about Dragic, I think about Derrick Rose dunking on him.
Man, you
That's
wild.
what I
Huh?
think.
With two hands. Boom.
That's mad disrespectful right there. That's mad
Hey,
disrespectful.
John Rich, you got your five next, huh?
Yeah, I got my five. So since we talking about twos and in the positionless NBA, just to make the list a little more interesting, I took out anybody I felt that was like a combo guard or like a wing that played the two and the three. And I went with dudes that just like straight twos. One of them maybe if it might be a 2-3, but dudes that's just straight twos, right? Uh so that me on my list. I don't have Harden. I don't have Jimmy. I don't have Luca. Who that? I thought you was gonna say Luca was your number one. Then you came with Jimmy. That's why I was like, shit,
See,
okay.
it's
But
kind of because I think Luca a point guard slash forward,
exactly.
like
That's why I
like
didn't.
when LeBron is. That's what I think Luca
Exactly,
is.
exactly. So that's why I took them dudes off the list because that kind of make the list easy when you put all them dudes in there because we all know that that's just them guys. So I went with just straight two, straight off ball guards. You might trip off my 4 and 5, but 5 I got Booker at 5, and that's more so just because I haven't seen Booker make anybody else better around him. That Suns roster really not as bad as what they play like. They really not that bad as what they play like. And I think them losing T.J. Warren was bad for them. They should have kept T.J. Warren. I think that was bad for them, but that roster really not that bad to be how bad they playing. Maybe it's a culture thing, They all young, so it's like you got young dudes trying to motivate young dudes. That's kind of hard to do, But that's the only reason I got him at 5 and not 4. 4, I gotta go with the Rip City man, CJ. And that's going off of what you say. Whenever Dame can't, whenever Dame hobbled or Dame struggling, CJ always come through. It's never both of them playing bad. And I go back to that series whenever Drew Holiday put Dame in his pocket, and Dame couldn't do nothing with Drew Holiday, and it still seemed like till this day when Drew Holiday on the floor, Dame nowhere to be found, and I hate that that's the case, but CJ was giving Rondo buckets like it wasn't nothing. CJ was doing his thing. Whenever Dame kind of came up, short on the Nuggets, that they was trapping the screen and all that. CJ still did his thing. CJ was making Gary Harris look foolish. You know what I'm saying? So I got CJ 4. Number 3, I know my boy Blake gonna like this one. Number 3, I'm going Jaylen Brown. I got Jaylen Brown at number 3, and for a lot of the reasons we love Jimmy, he gonna do it on both ends of the floor. And Jaylen Brown is probably one of the most underappreciated dudes, man. I mean, it's rare to see a bad game from Jaylen Brown. He might have off night shooting the ball, but he ain't gonna have a bad game where he just out there. You like, hey man, take this dude off the floor. Like he just sticking it up because he gonna bring it on both sides of the floor. He gonna play great defense. He not gonna sit outside the 3-point line and just throw up bad shots. If his shots ain't falling, he's still gonna slash to the bucket. He gonna try to make some other things happen. So I'm going Jaylen Brown right there. And I mean, to be able to put up the numbers that, all the talk of the Celtics is about Kemba and Tatum, and you look at Jaylen Brown numbers, it's like, hold up, Jaylen Brown got the same numbers as these dudes. You know what I'm saying? As a third option, some nights might be fourth behind Hayward, and he's still putting up the same production that these dudes is doing. So I got Jaylen Brown at number 3. 2, I got my dog Clay there, and only injury is the only reason I don't have him 1, because when you come off an injury, you got to prove yourself again. I got Clay 2. We all know what Clay do. We've been watching Clay for the past 4-5 years. Be Clay. I ain't got to dribble that thing. I ain't got to bounce that thing. And I might get you 25. I might get you 30. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm Clay. I'm an automatic. If you leave me open, you might as well just, hey, everybody else, we getting back on defense, because that's a bucket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just as great of a shooter as Steph Curry is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, easily, probably, in my eyes, top 3 catch and shoot players ever. I mean, flawless. If you want to teach somebody how to shoot, put up some videos of Klay Thompson and just put that on repeat and try to mimic that, and it's flawless. And then number 1, I got my dog Bill. I mean, the year Bill just had, and even the year before, I can't put the other dudes over him. He showed that he could put a team on his back and kind of carry him. I mean, not that the Washington organization just something. It is what it is over there. But I mean, he did as much as what he could do with that team. I mean, I'd almost be pressed to say, even if Wall was back in his peak condition, that Bill is still the number 1 guy there. I mean, Bill showed that he could put a team on his back. I don't know how he ain't just automatically make the All-Star game. That was crazy. I mean, dude, I think at the time he was number 3 in the league scoring, and you ain't. Yeah, I mean, hey. So
took off, Jerry.
I think he was number 2. I think it was number 2.
2. Okay, 2. Yeah. So I mean,
took off.
yeah. So I mean, he definitely went off this year, man. He went off. He proved himself as an elite scorer. He got better actually facilitating offense too. They ain't have a prime point guard like they did. You can put the ball in his hand, and he got people involved. I think he's underappreciated as a defender. I know he did take a hit back, but that's because he's doing so much on the offense side, and we know how that go. When you carrying the load of offense, you're not gonna be that dude on defense. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that, yeah. So I mean, because when Wall was there, Bill was a nice defender. People loved him for his defense. But when you got to score 30 a night, hey, I ain't locking up nobody, man. I'm scoring up 30. So
hey, Jerry,
what's up?
Who you would have removed from the All-Star team if you would have added Bill in there?
Who I would have removed? I mean, I can't off my head. I'm trying to think who was on the team.
I would remove Kemba.
Kemba or Kyle Lowry probably.
Actually, man, hey, it's gonna hurt me to say this. Because I love this dude. It'll be either Kemba or Ben Simmons, because they got Ben Simmons listed as a guard. It'd have been one of them. And I love Ben Simmons, man. But if I'm going All-Star number wise and all that, it'd probably be Ben because of numbers. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you talking about talent, it'd probably be Lowry. And they ain't no knock on Lowry, because hey, I love Lowry too, man.
I like Lowry too.
Good player. Do the good player, man. And do the good play. And I done been on record saying Lowry low key got a little Hall of Fame resume going right now, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I mean, I love Lowry, but if we going up a talent, yeah, Lowry, you gotta take that back seat to them dudes.
All right. That was a good segment. Any last words on that segment before we move on?
Good, baby.
All right. Well, for the last segment, the second to last segment, I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets, whether they're gonna take a step up or they had their chance and it's over with. I'm gonna just go ahead and go first, give a little quick take on this. I think they had their chance. I think unless Michael Porter Jr. become a superstar this year, unless he become a superstar this year, Denver Nuggets, they lost their chance. They missed the opportunity. That's it for them. I'm going to go ahead and start with you on this, Max. What you think?
The Denver Nuggets, that's pretty much it for my boy Joker. He gonna always get him a seed. He gonna always have him a seed, because Joker is Joker. They gonna always have him a seed. But You, as long as you going through Splash Brothers, Harden, James, AD, I just don't see it, man. Like Murray, nice breakout year. Like I say, a lot of stuff was shook up this year, but in the East, I mean, in the West, it was pretty consistent, I think. And OKC with Paul, that was, you know, I just don't see it. That's it. Like they need to add a lot of pieces around Joker, like you say. They need that third option, and I don't believe Murray is going to sustain it. That's my big thing. Some people say add a third piece. I don't even see Murray as a consistent piece. To ball out like with Joker. But that's just my take. No knock on Murray, but I don't see him sustaining that level of play. Like I really don't. So they always have a seed 1 through, I mean, like 5 through what, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe sometimes even 4 with people like LeBron talking about he chilling the whole year, stuff like that. But that's it. Like they they not someone that I would even worry about. They may advance to the second round every year, but like that Western Conference Finals stuff, like, oh no, that's
That's
over with.
it. That's it. All right, John Rich, what you think?
I'm kind of leaning with y'all. I think the Nuggets are about to be the new Mavs of the 2000s. I think they going, they always gonna be great. They gonna get 50 wins all the time. But and I'm talking about like that Nash, Finley, Dirk Mavs team. They always gonna be there. They always gonna be a team that might better knock you off. They gonna be a threat. Whoever they play, they gonna take them to 6, 7 games. But it's they just don't have that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're in the playoffs, you need that dude. And I think Murray became that dude this playoffs, and it's like like you said, I don't know if Murray gonna sustain that though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's specific about his skill set to be that dude like that. Now I think they got a great offensive system. The way they play with Joker behind him, running them screens off of him and stuff. It's great. And the X factor could be Porter. If Porter Jr. could become what we think he is and stay healthy, but hey, all our answers might be wrong because that dude we see, he could be another KD type player. He could be a bucket if he can stay healthy. Um, I think a key for them will be keeping Grant though. I think they got to keep Grant. If they can't keep Grant, that's gonna change. That's gonna change the dynamic of that team a whole lot. Because Grant is like that dude that could go do whatever you need him to do. He can score for you, shoot for you, defend, run the flow. Grant can do what he needs you to do. Losing Millsap is going to help with their salary cap now to be able to move some things. They could get rid of Millsap. He getting old anyway. I mean, he gonna be a solid vet, but that's also something you got to replace now. You got to replace that veteran leadership. You got to replace that little presence. So it's a lot of questions about him. But if I had to give an answer today and put my life on it, I see them becoming the new, Nash, Dirk, Finley Mavs, where they're a great team. They exciting to watch. They're gonna challenge some teams, but they just don't have what it takes to beat the LeBrons and the Currys and all them guys like that. They just don't have it yet. I mean, they made a great step, but even looking at it, they they lost to Portland last year. They didn't have to see Portland this year because all the injuries. Portland had to go see the Lakers early. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like that's even another team that if they got all 8 players in health of that's another team that Denver got to worry about. It's just so much out there that I can't say the players that Denver has will put them above these other guys. So yeah, man. I mean, it's a great team. Like you said, they always gonna be there, floating around that two. I ain't gonna say they're gonna be an 8 seed. I don't think they. I think they're better than that. I think they gonna. I think they're gonna float around two to five. They're gonna bounce between 2 to 5. But when they come to that 7 game series, you just don't have an AD. You don't have a LeBron. You don't have a Curry. I mean, you don't have a Harden. You know what I'm saying? So it's just and that's tough to overcome, man. That's tough to overcome.
All right,
And
well,
and let me
oh,
let me just say this before we'll go. Like Germ, that take you put at the end about, you see them being, like a higher seed. I say that they will have to fight very hard for that because you got people on the rise, like you say. Suns are not that bad like people think they are. Then you got New Orleans that's gonna be on the rise, and like you say, Portland ain't no AC when healthy, and so that's why I just see people so much on the up and up, and I see that team about to either stagnate, but I for sure don't see them taking a leap. But that was just my little take. My fault, Will.
Oh man, you good. So the question is, do we think the Nuggets are gonna take the next step? It was in the Western Conference Finals. The next step is the finals. No, they're not going to the finals. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's very simple. They're not going. That's the next step. There's no other step to go but to the finals. They're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very simple. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. I do agree. I think Grant. I think Grant, the heart and soul of that team. He's not the best player. I mean, he's an energy guy. He gonna compete. He gonna bring it every night. I'm not saying he's on the level of Jaylen Brown, but kind of like what Jerm was saying with the Jaylen Brown qualities, he's one of those type of guys. And he might not even get that many shots a game some nights, you know what I mean? But he's gonna be consistent. He's gonna bring energy. He's gonna rebound at a high level from that position that he plays. You know what I mean? He's gonna defend at a high level, multiple people. You know what I mean? He's gonna do a lot of things to help that team over the course of the game that might not even show up in the stat sheet. So I agree with that. What a lot of people sleeping on as well is Will Barton should be back next year too, right? Will Barton will be there next year, right? Will Barton a bucket now. Like I don't know if y'all he a bucket, but they're not making it to the finals. With Will Barton, it don't matter. Michael Porter Jr. Hey, skill set ridiculous, man. Like I'm excited to see him win healthy. I don't think he's gonna be there long term. He's best friends with Trae Young. So he coming to Atlanta when that contract. But nah, man, to keep it real, them people not going to the finals, bro. That's the next step. That's all I got.
All right, Antonio, what you got?
Goes off of what Will was saying. They're adding more people that have to have the ball in their hands, right? Like Will Barton. They got Bol. They got Michael Porter. They got all these pieces that you have to have they have to have the ball in their hand to be successful. And they got really one distributor, which is Jokic. Am I right? I mean, that's really you got all these people that need the ball in their hand, but then your best passer is your five. I don't think that's a formula to be successful, man. And I don't think that that's going to be beneficial for them going forward. You know, you still got Gary Harris, who I think he's supposed to be their point guard, but I ain't seen that man have a 10 assist game ever. It's just like I just think that the way that they're built, they got a lot of pieces that love basket, love to get buckets, but then you got one person that can get them the ball, and I don't think that's the best. That's the best formula to get a win, to get you to to the promised land. Next step. Don't get me wrong, they got a lot of pieces, and how to figure out how to get those guys on the court. If Mike Malone could figure out that rotation, he'd be a beast because he got like 10 people, 9 people that can go get a bucket anytime. But then you got it's only one basketball. It's one ball on the court. But then that's the next step. I really think they need to trade pieces off. Me personally, I didn't need to trade some of them players off and get more complementary pieces because they don't have a lot of complementary pieces. They got pieces, but they don't complement each other to get a win. So now I don't think they'll take the next step. I think that they'll be like 3 through 6 consistently. But as long as Jokic is your best passer and best player in today's game, I don't think that you can get that. I don't think that's a way to win. So.
All right. Well, it's safe to say we all agree with the Denver Nuggets. Most likely, they take a step back and not even get to the Western Conference Finals. That's most likely what to happen. But I'm just going to start off our closing takes. Just talk about any sports issue. My closing take, I want to touch bases on the Michael Jordan, LeBron debate. For the past 15, 20 years, I've been having Jordan number one, defending him every time against LeBron. Like, I thought Jordan was the GOAT. After this championship with the Lakers, people thought I was trolling, but nah, I was for real. I think LeBron is actually the GOAT now. To do it on 3 different teams, 3 finals MVPs on different teams, 3 different organizations, put him at 4 championships with the stats and accolades and the player awards that he have and the longevity. I just say, how can he not be number one? I mean, I know Jordan got 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. But when you look at from an individual perspective, how LeBron James has been on top of the league, been the best player in the league since year 5 or 6. Some people might say year 3, but not year 5 or 6. I mean, it goes to show you how much dominant he has been, and to be going into year 18 with the Lakers favored again to win the championship. I mean, how can he not be the GOAT? And that's what I got. What you got, John Rich?
Just to make a comment on your take, I think LeBron made a stronger case for himself. The only reason I still say Jordan the GOAT, man, is because in his era he was just so much better than the next number two. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whereas LeBron had a number two kind of knocking at him. With KD, he had KD knocking at him the whole time, and Kobe before that, So he didn't make the gap big enough between him and the next person. Whereas Jordan, it was Jordan and whoever else want to fight for number two could have it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just my little take on yours. My little closing take, because hey man, look, I done had, what's this, 2020? It done been 18 years of my lifetime before I could stand up and be proud to be a Tampa Bay Buck fan. You know what I'm saying? So, I can shout it from the rooftop now, man. And then this week we got my boy coming back, the best receiver in the league since Megatron, in my opinion.
Always booming.
He could be as crazy as he want to be. He one of them dudes. Hey man, look, as long as you ain't knocking down my wife, you can say whatever you want in the locker room, my boy. Go get them touchdowns for me, man. Go get them touchdowns for me. Hey, and even if you want to talk to, hey, look, I might have to second guess it, but like, all right, what I don't know don't hurt me, man. Look, just go win the game for me, because he the best receiver when playing anytime. You gotta account for him. You giving Tom Brady, Mike Evans, who the best red zone target in the league. Gronk finally showed. People will sleep on Gronk because he ain't scored lately, but now people are looking at, okay, Gronk's still kind of nice. He ain't the old Gronk, but he's still nice. You got AB adding to that. Whenever Godwin get healthy and can be there, we got two reliable backs in Fournette and Ronald Jones. Our line, it's the healthiest line in the league. I think I saw something the other day. They had 98% of snaps. All five of those linemen played together. Like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Best linebacker core in the league, Devin White and Levante David. My opinion, best front seven in the league. We got Antoine Whitfield in our secondary, who's still solid. So I mean, hey man, look, it's been 18 years since I could be confident every night saying, hey, we're gonna win this game. It's been a
Hey,
long
so
time.
quick question. So you saying Antonio Brown, he's so talented wise, he could act like Dennis Rodman did, and Tom Brady is
Hell
Jordan.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hey man.
I agree. I agree
Don't you
100%
get
with
on the field and do what you gotta do. Say whatever you want to say in the
you. I
corner of
agree
that
with that.
locker room. Go do what you want, man. Just come ball on Sundays and Mondays, man.
I agree with that.
All right, Max, what you got,
Wait,
Max?
wait, 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 man. I want to say something about
Oh,
that
okay,
take, man.
okay, all right.
Because I'm a Saints fan. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Oh,
also I'm also a realist. I'm also a realist though. My one of my best friends that I grew up with, man, Dennis Sapp, that boy Tampa Bay Bucks fan. His people that he came to, Warren Sapp played for Tampa Bay. So we went back and forth growing up, man. So I respect Tampa Bay. I hate Tampa Bay, but I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Brown might be my favorite receiver, so I'm kind of torn though. He can't be guarded, dog. Like I don't, you can't guard AB. And like something that you said with Gronkowski, what people don't realize, man, Gronkowski had to play himself in shape. He had to play himself in shape. When he played himself in shape, Mike Evans' target started to dwindle, and Tom Brady went to what he knew. Man, AB about to get about 12 targets Sunday, man. Like, he about to. This man had AB living at his house with his wife and them. And now he living with that boy in Tampa. Man, look, Tom Brady ain't bringing anybody in his house, man. He ain't bringing anybody in his crib, man. I like AB, but man, them people gonna lose, man. We're gonna lose Sunday.
All right, Antonio, or is that what I say, Antonio or Max?
Go
Who
ahead,
want to
Max.
go next?
Yeah, so I was gonna do a little take on Jason Tatum and just let y'all know that I'm not a believer in this young man just yet, and that's only because of that Jalen Brown, John Rich thing he gave me. You boosted that up for me, John Rich. He and him, Jalen and Jalen and Tatum, they wouldn't will. One of them got to exceed, and I believe neither one will exceed expectations. But anyways, they're going to be decorated, but that's it. We ain't got no Kobe, no Jordan, or LeBron on our hand, but it's who that nation, Germ. And I just want you to know that, my brother, and I just want you to know, AB better be ready because that run game, we stopping that. Who that nation stopping that. So AB better be ready to catch some balls. Tom better be ready to throw some balls because it's who that nation, baby. And I love all of y'all brothers.
Hey, Antonio, before you get in your final take, I know 100% sure that you was on the Jason Tatum train since day one. I want you to respond to that right quick.
Yeah, I just don't understand how somebody that can play elite defense on one end and go get you at least 23, 24. And he only 22 years old. I don't know how you can't say he's gonna excel. That boy been in the league about 3 years now, maybe 4 years now. 3 years, long arms, got the long frame, can give you anything you want on the offense, and he can post you. He can put it on the floor. He can knock the 3 ball down. I mean, I just don't see how anybody can say Jason Tatum. And really, I'm like, I really was tripping because I thought, isn't he a 2 guard or is he a 3?
I put him 3. I think Jalen Brown a 2.
Tatum a 3, but he playing the 4 in Boston. He is playing the 4 in the playoff, which is because they had Kimber at the 1, Marcus Smart at the 2. They put Jalen Brown at the 3. They had Taysom playing out of position at the 4, man.
This is great. This is like what Jerm was saying, that position of basketball. But nah, man, I mean, I feel like he's one of the top 10 as far as if I'm building a franchise right now. There's not 10 players that I'm taking over Jason Tatum right now in the league. There's not. I mean, you can't give me 10 with his age and skill set. I don't think it's 10. That's another topic though. But
come back to that one.
My closing take is gonna be anybody that hated on Dak Prescott and anybody that was taking Carson Wentz over Dak Prescott to this day, pie your face, man. Put that pie on your face. All y'all debaters that was saying that Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott, let's talk. I mean, let's have a conversation because this man is out here throwing the ball away, fumbling the ball, throwing picks that he should not be. And meanwhile, Dak's team is wallowing away without him. So when we're talking about value to a team, not get it, Carson Wentz is playing with some average streetwalkers. But look at the Cowboys. If you figure you can put an average quarterback in there and they can succeed with talent around them, man, we might not win another game. We might not win another game. We looking at the schedule trying to find a game that we can win right now. So let's kill all that Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott. Nah, bro. Nah, that ain't happening.
All right, well, last but not least, what you got?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, I was about to say to make a comment on the Wentz and Dak thing. I think that's hard to judge because you got Wentz throwing to some people we ain't even heard of. He's standing behind a line of people we ain't never heard of. Like, I mean, he Wentz out there playing with a practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Cowboys lost their main piece. So it's like both teams are playing in a crazy situation. And that's why both of them are struggling. So it's almost like it's hard to even judge it now because of how stuff is going. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I like if I'm gonna judge two dudes, I'm gonna judge them at full strength. And I mean, we saw when Wentz was full strength what he could really be. And I mean, I think the thing that does hold Wentz back is that his team went ahead to the Super Bowl without him. I think that still is like why people kind of question him. But I mean, it's I ain't saying neither one of them are better. I mean, if I could choose, I'd probably roll a dice and just take whoever I get out of any one of them. But yeah, that's my only thing on that one.
All right, Wilk, what you got, Wilk?
All right, man, y'all got y'all pens because I want y'all to write this down. Y'all got pens. If not, if y'all good, y'all can remember stuff that y'all good. I want y'all to write down 80. Then leave a space, 405. 5380, and another space in 36. All right. Now under that, right up under the 80, I want you to put a 92. Right up under the 405, I want you to put 484. Right up under the 5380, I want you to put 5869. And underneath that 36, I want you to put 52. All right, these numbers that I just gave to you, the first one is that's 80 games played, 405 catches, 5,380 receiving yards, and 36 touchdowns. The next number, the second set of numbers I gave you, 92 games, 484 catches, 58, 69 receiving yards, and 52 touchdowns. One of these receivers get a lot of praise, and the other one doesn't get any praise. One of these wide receivers played with a future Hall of Famer for his whole career, and the other one played with 2 bombs and somebody that's decent. The numbers I just gave to y'all, the top number is Allen Robinson. The second number is Davante Adams. Allen Robinson don't get the credit he deserves, man. Allen Robinson is a baller, but we consistently see we consistently see Davante Adams as being mentioned as one of the best receivers in the league, and rightfully so. This man played with Aaron Rodgers his whole career. He went to the Pro Bowl with Blake Bortles. Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Blake Bortles. This man been playing with Mitchell Trubisky, and now he got Nick. Come on, man. Stop playing with this man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want people to understand, man. I want people to understand this. Go look at these numbers. I understand Davante Adams is a better route runner. He's one of the best route runners in the league. If you ask me, he's probably number 2 after Keenan Allen. That's just me. I mean, like I say, man, you combing stuff with a fine-tooth comb when you're looking at it like that. But to me, man, you give me Keenan Allen, Davante Adams, Calvin Ridley as some of your best route runners in the league. Allen Robinson not a slouch at running routes. You know what I mean? Like, he's decent. I mean, he's not an elite route runner, but look at the man production with the quarterbacks he's had, man. They came in the same draft. The reason why Davante have 12 more games played is because Allen Robinson missed the whole season with a torn ACL. So he's still being productive after tearing his ACL. Put some respect on this man's name. If y'all gonna mention Davante, y'all better start talking about Allen Robinson, man.
Quick take on that. Quick take. Davante Adams haven't always been Davante Adams. Because when he first came in the league, Aaron Rodgers had to mold that man. so to put more pressure on your point, because you're making a good point. Davante Adams actually was molded by Aaron Rodgers because he dropped a lot of balls when he came in the league, and he wasn't that good of a route runner. So that's a good take, Wilk, that Allen Robinson, because he's been playing with some like Mitch Trubisky, Antonio Homeboy, and Blake Bortles. Like he's still putting up numbers. But yeah, I like that, Wilk, that Allen Robinson comparison, because I could picture him with a Hall of Famer's whole career, and man, we might be looking at the best receiver in the league.
And then you take into account that when Davante started to kind of step into that role as the guy, he still had Jordy Nelson over there, so he was getting single cover. When you play Jacksonville, you gotta stop Allen Robinson. Who was the running back when Trubisky was there before 40? I don't even know. And I watch football like that. I don't even remember. Who was the running back after Maurice Jones-Drew and then Fournette came? Who was? Y'all know? Off the top of your head, I don't know.
Is it TJ Yeldon?
That's a problem.
Yeah. They had Yeldon for a while with him. He had a good year with him. Yeldon had a good year with him.
But this goes back to what I've been saying in the group, man. People, whenever we compare player to player, we always want to look at numbers. And I get that. Numbers, they're metrics, they standard. That's how you measure somebody's production. But numbers don't always tell the true story, man. They don't, because numbers are, you gotta factor somebody else into that. You gotta factor somebody else going into that. Like, he don't throw himself the ball. So you gotta factor somebody else's production into my production, which I don't always feel is fair. I feel like when we're talking about player to player, you gotta look at skill sets. You gotta look at individual things they have control over every single time. Route running, like you're talking about, hot pointing the ball, yak, agility, all those things have come into play too. You can't just go look at, well, he had 10 touchdowns, he had 12 touchdowns, he's better. That doesn't always make the case. And you made a perfect point of that, Will. It's got to be more than just numbers. Numbers don't tell the story all the time, dog.
Yeah, that's facts on that. I think, especially with football, man, because I mean, we all watch football, grew up playing football, loving it, and I mean that's the ultimate 11 people got 11 different jobs, you know what I'm saying? And if one person ain't doing their job, that's going to affect the other 10, especially at receiver. I mean, I can run the greatest route I want to. If my line ain't giving my quarterback enough time to throw the ball, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get the ball. Depending on what team I'm going up against, what kind of coverages they run, you know, is it a majority man team? They playing, you know, zones? What type of route concepts my team got? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, and it showed, you know. And I'm gonna go back to Bucks because I watch the Bucks more than anybody else. But like Tom Brady, I don't think Godwin going to have that great of a year with Tom Brady because his route running ain't what Tom Brady throw to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he is an excellent medium to deep route runner. Like he is elite at running those. Brady ain't trying to mess with that. You know, Brady hitting them little quick hitters. When I get red zone, I'm gonna put a perfectly placed ball for you, and we
Send
see
them to
that
Green Bay.
Mike Evans, and
Send
it's
them to
affecting
Green
Mike
Bay.
Evans. Mike Evans ain't getting no yards, but he getting some touchdowns though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He ain't getting no yards, but once you get in that red zone, now I got you, Mike, because it's only 20 yards from here. I ain't throwing no bombs to you right now. You
Right.
know, I'm just throwing it right there, placing it for you. It's good. I just go get it. So yeah, definitely with football, man, it's hard to look at just numbers. It's hard to look at just numbers.
All right, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Uh, good podcast, y'all. Shout out to y'all for coming on the podcast. Definitely gonna bring y'all back again one episode. Shout out to Wilt. Wilt, I like that final take. Wilt with Allen Robinson, Devontae Adams. That was my favorite part of the show, right quick. But we're gonna holler at y'all, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Y'all be good,
Enjoyed
bro.
y'all, man.
Already.
Enjoyed y'all.
All love, fellas. Y'all take care.
For sure.